This is just a continuation of the introduction.
Okay.
Our next speech is an educational speech offered by our Sergeant at Arms, David Bullock. This week's theme is visual aids, and to better demonstrate the importance of using visual aids in your speech is a true old-timer. Dave is much younger than his wrinkles, gray hair, and long years lived would lead one to believe. Perhaps it's because of his constant smile, rather than the 30-plus years he spent inside the mineral-rich mountains of Utah as a hard rock miner. Dave gets a kick out of informing people that he retired from mining after more than 30 years of working underground, at the age of 34. He has been a construction engineer on the development of the Deseret Generation and Transmission Power Plant in northeastern Utah. Bullock served under Mayors Dee Corradini and Rocky Anderson as the head of Buildings and Grounds, Construction and Management with the Salt Lake City Corporation. David began his own private business at the age of 14 and continues to professionally carry on his skills to this day after 48 years of service. Add all of these years together and then combine them with over 30 years as an entertainer in the art of professional storytelling, and he's got to be at least as old as Methuselah. He claims that good food, good drink, good times, and a good woman are reasons for his youthful and easy smile, his longevity, and aged youthful experience. Claiming he's no Dick Clark, God rest his soul, Dave is still young at heart, and he is here today to inform you on all the possible ways that you too can find your treasures. The duration of this speech will be 8 to 12 minutes. The green light at 8, the amber light at 10, and the red light at 12. Here is our own master of the tall tale, the orator of the definite lie, with over 62 years of hard knocks, David Bullock with a Searchin' for Your Treasure.
Good morning, everybody. It is a pleasure to be here. When I was a little kid, and frankly, I don't remember how old I was, probably about 8 to 10 years old, my father said, "Dave, I'm tired of you. I want you to go away. And go as far away as you want, because we were out in the desert, and it was a long way anywhere to get to anything that resembled humanity." Dad said, "Take your compass with you so that you know how to find yourself and know how to find the way back. But when you get as far out there as you want to go, break off a little piece of sagebrush from a bush, but make sure that you can find that bush again. And once you've done that, bring that little piece of sagebrush back to me, and I will find that bush." And I thought, oh, this is ridiculous. What he had were 2 coat hangers. He straightened them out. They were about this long, and then he bent each coat hook so he could hold them in his hands, and he used those coat hangers to find that piece of sagebrush. All he did is take the sage, rub it in his hands, hold the coat hangers, and off he went, straight towards that bush that I had so skillfully taken a piece of sage off of. And the reason I say skillfully is I went out of my way to mislead him and to make him think that I went to the north instead of to the east. Now, after he found that sagebrush bush, I was amazed, and I asked him, "How does that work, and how did you do that?" And he said, "Well, your grandpa taught me." And my dad brought out this piece of equipment. It's called a doodle bug. Looks like the McDonald's M. It's got a brass rod. I have a bottle that has a sample of gold inside of the bottle. If I were to look for gold, kind of getting fat fingers, all I'd have to do is think personally, how far away do I want to look for gold? what I want to do is I want to find gold that is personally meaningful to me that's in this room. So instead of perhaps pointing towards the Kennecott copper pits, this instrument will start to pull, and it will start to move towards the gold that I'm looking for. I've proven to Kathy that this system works, because she has gone out and hid things, and then I've had to find them. And the only time I couldn't find the darn thing is when she hid it downstairs. I was right over it. This instrument located it, but I couldn't find it. I never thought to go downstairs and look at the very same spot. But this is what my grandfather invented to find treasure. Now, if you think that all you can look for is gold, well, my grandfather proved to me you can look for so much more. As a matter of fact, right here, he has a bottle that says gas. Now, I'm sure the gas has dissipated by now. After all, he made this about 80 years ago. But there also, I found in here, the Spirit of the Lord. I don't know how he trapped it in the bottle. But he was looking for the Spirit of the Lord. There's also crude oil. There's sand. There's all different kinds of minerals in this bottle. Here's some nickel. But by the use of this simple little contraption, you can actually find things. Now, to give you an idea, I went prospecting with an earth talker, a Navajo Indian, who has a reputation of being a man that talks to the earth, and the earth talks back. Now, we got up to a mine, and I felt like this is going to be great, because I know where something is, and if he doesn't, then I know he's a phony. He didn't only know where it was, but he walked right to it. And then he asked his partner, Dan, to bring his gold checker, which was different than this one. And Dan brought his gold checker, and it actually defied gravity, pointing towards the gold in the ground. Congratulations, Dave. You're going to be so rich. And I said, yeah, but that would require digging up this beautiful mountain. And I'm not going to do that. So I'm not so rich. But there are things you can find with this. My ring, for example. This ring is made out of gold from a well-known mine that is lost, and only one person knows where it is. It's called the Lost Roads Mine. I know where it is, but nobody else does. And I'm not about to tell anybody where it's at. But my wife also has a ring, and if I were to wonder where my wife is, all I'd have to do is just keep working this thing around, and as soon as I get online with her, it starts telling me, yep, there she is. Now, the reason I'm telling you all of this is if you haven't found your true love yet, imagine the implications of using a gold seeker like this to find that golden guy or that golden gal. This has been so much fun for me to use because I can look for anything I want to find. Now, there's another instrument that, let's say, this is a 5-ounce bar of silver. And let's say I want to find, I forget which pocket I put it in. I know I put it there. All right. There's a 1 ounce of silver. And if I wanted to look for silver, all I'd have to do really is hold this pendulum, and I want to look for the silver. Look at that, already it's starting to go towards that piece of silver. See, and then what if I were to look at that? It just wants to tell me where it's at. Now, another great use for it. You can make this out of, I just saw this. There's a pendulum right there. You can make it out of anything. It doesn't have to be special. You don't have to spend money for it. But you can hold this over the food that you're eating. And you can ask this once you figure out which way it turns when it's positive. Now for me, positive is clockwise. It goes like this. But I could put food under it. And I can go, is this food going to be good for me? And if it goes clockwise, it'll be good. If it goes counterclockwise, it won't be good. Is this food good for me? Really, this is such a magical instrument, and it's so inexpensive because you can make it out of almost anything. But if you're looking for a lost earring, find the one earring and then take a pendulum and say, all right, which direction is that earring? And it will guide you, it will lead you. Now, I really enjoyed smoking once upon a time. It was just really not what it did to me. It was this, knocking the ash, playing with the cigarette. But I held this over a pack of cigarettes and asked it, is this good for me? It said no. Get rid of it. So, you can find your treasures just by using a couple of simple instruments. If this is too complicated, this is not. Or grab a couple of coat hangers. People have found water lines underground, buried water lines, and they've been able to access those without tearing up an entire foundation. But this also, this is what I like about it. You can put what you're looking for right inside. And I like gold. That's what I like looking for. I already found the love of my life, so now I just want to find a buried treasure. But there are many, many buried treasures. All you have to do is have the instruments to look for them and to find them. So that's my speech for today. Just using a couple of things to help you find your treasure. Thank you.